A historic moment is unfolding, and the world is holding its breath. In a major turn of events, the United States has officially entered Israel's war against Iran. In a coordinated strike overnight, American forces targeted and bombed Iran's most heavily guarded nuclear sites, dealing a powerful blow to facilities once thought untouchable. So what does this mean for the region? Could this spark an even bigger conflict? Let's break it all down. Early Sunday morning, President Donald Trump confirmed what many had feared and what others saw coming. The U.S. launched what he called a successful attack on Iran's major nuclear sites at Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. This followed over a week of intense Israeli airstrikes that had already shattered much of Iran's nuclear infrastructure, taken out air defenses, and targeted key military leaders. Trump announced a full payload of bombs was dropped on the main target, Fordo. All our aircraft are now out of Iranian airspace and safely heading home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There's no other military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Trump spoke from the White House at 10 p.m. local time, standing alongside top members of his team. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. The targets, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. The Fordo facility has always been seen as Iran's most heavily protected nuclear site, hidden deep under a mountain near Qom. Until now, it had withstood Israel's attacks, but that changed with this strike. Reports say the U.S. sent in B-2 stealth bombers carrying 6 massive 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs, designed to break through around 200 feet of rock and concrete before exploding. Dropped one after another, these bombs dug deeper with each hit, completely wiping out the underground site. At the same time, Natanz and Isfahan were hit by 30 Tomahawk missiles fired from American submarines about 400 miles away. This carefully coordinated strike showed the incredible accuracy and strength of the U.S. military. Trump said the goal was to wipe out Iran's ability to enrich nuclear material and to put an end to the nuclear threat from what he called the world's top sponsor of terror. He told the world that the strikes had been a huge military success and that Iran's main nuclear enrichment sites had been completely destroyed. U.S.-Israel coordination, a united front. The United States didn't act alone in this. The strikes were planned closely with Israel. Trump spoke directly with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu right after the operation. Reports say Israel was informed ahead of time, and top Israeli ministers held an emergency meeting to monitor how everything was playing out. In a video message, Netanyahu praised Trump, saying his bold choice to strike Iran's nuclear sites with the incredible and just power of the United States would change history. He said history would remember that Trump acted to stop the world's most dangerous regime from getting the world's most dangerous weapons. Netanyahu went on to say that Trump's leadership had created a turning point in history that could guide the Middle East and the world toward a future of peace and prosperity. He repeated the idea of peace through strength, that strength comes first, then peace. And tonight, he said, President Trump and the United States showed great strength. Iran's reaction, defiance, and warnings. Iran's state-run IRNA news agency confirmed that Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan had been attacked. Officials in Qom said their air defenses had been activated, but admitted that parts of the Fordo nuclear site were hit. In the same way, Isfahan's deputy governor for security matters confirmed that attacks took place there too. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization put out a defiant statement, saying that despite the evil plans of its enemies, it would not allow the progress of this national industry, built on the sacrifice of nuclear martyrs, to be stopped. Iran accused the US of breaking international law, but said there were no radioactive leaks from the sites that were hit, and assured people living nearby that they weren't in any immediate danger. In a chilling message, Iran's state broadcaster warned that every American citizen and soldier in the region is now a legitimate target. They showed maps of US bases across the Middle East and declared, "You started it, and we'll finish it." The push for peace, or the path to war. Even though the attack was massive, the US seems eager to avoid making the situation worse. Reports say that right after the strikes, Washington sent a direct message to Tehran to make it clear that the operation was only meant to target Iran's nuclear program and wasn't meant to overthrow its government. Trump repeated this point in his speech, saying there will either be peace or a tragedy for Iran that's far worse than anything seen over the past 8 days. He reminded everyone that there are still many targets left and warned that if peace doesn't happen soon, the US will hit those other targets with precision, speed, and skill, and that most of them could be destroyed in just minutes. Israel braces for retaliation. Back home, Israel isn't taking any chances. The IDF has brought back its strictest rules for civilians since the fighting began. All public gatherings are banned, schools are closed, and only essential businesses are allowed to stay open. Israel has also closed its airspace, although land crossings into Egypt and Jordan are still open. This step comes as Iran keeps firing missiles at Israel. So far, more than 470 ballistic missiles and 1,000 drones have been launched. These attacks have killed 24 people, injured thousands, and caused serious damage to homes and other buildings. What this means going forward: the US attack on Iran's nuclear sites marks a major turning point in this conflict. After some hesitation at first, Washington's direct involvement shows that a new chapter has begun in the Middle East's balance of power. The Fordo facility, once thought to be impossible to destroy, is gone. Natanz and Isfahan have been left in ruins too. But what happens now? Will Iran strike back even harder? Will other countries in the region get pulled deeper into the fighting? Can diplomacy win out? Or are we standing at the edge of a much bigger war? We're at a key moment in history. The choices made in Washington, Jerusalem, and Tehran in the days ahead will shape not only the Middle East, but the world for years to come. Keep following this channel for updates and expert insights as the situation develops. And if ye found this deep dive useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more important coverage of global defense, security, and geopolitics.